got my fringes on.
That's what we do. Hey. You ain't doing, then it's shame on you.
Hey. I got my fringes
That's
on.
what we do. Hey. You ain't doing, then it's shame on you.
Good, too. We looking good, too. I got my fringes on.
You ain't doing, then it's shame on you.
I got my fringes on. I got my fringes on. I got my fringes on.
You ain't doing, then it's shame on you.
Got my fringes on. I got my fringes on.
A brand new shirt that I just made, with different color fringes on display, with every single color matching in my shoes. My outfit's on fleek, but I don't hate on you. I'm too legit to quit when it comes to this. And if you all on my level.
So let me pull it up on the screen so y'all can read it with us, right? Online Josephus, right? Is this the website I go to all the time? Let me see. And this is in the Antiquities of the Jews.
Bring it out.
Anybody remember who's King Saul? Who's King Saul? Anybody? Well, I'm saying who he is, but I don't want to download the thing. Yes, the first kings of the Israelites. The first king of Israel. Exactly. Right? Which was prophesied in, Deuteronomy 17.
Right?
Right? Somebody at the door. All right, so the Antiquities of the Jews, right? And we in 6, and there go the G babies. What's going on? Y'all here right on time. All right, find a seat. Welcome to the Shabbat lesson. Right on time, right? So we're gonna get a good example about the heart, because I'm reading it right now. I'm like, wow, it's going in. It's really going in for real. All right. So you give them a quick summary, so I find it right on the screen about what's going on.
All right. So if you are just tapping in, was that 1 Samuel?
It's book 6.
Book 6. All right, so
Chapter 7.
All right, so if you are just tapping into the lesson, if you're just tuned into the broadcast, we are talking about the heart. The title of this class is called Your Heart is in Your Head. Your heart is in your head. Let me hear y'all say heart. We was kids, right? We used to watch Captain Planet. He's a hero, right? And one of the elements was heart. Let me hear y'all say heart. Heart. Yeah, chapter 7.
Point 4.
Point 4. Okay, this is 4.
Yeah, you were 7, 4.
All right.
So
that was in when he was supposed to kill Agag, correct? Is that what this is?
So we over here where it says Saul. We over here somewhere. Because after he went home, he therefore. He says he therefore.
He therefore.
Because that's there. Yeah. Therefore.
As soon as therefore Yahawah rejected the intercession of the prophet? No.
It's on. Oh, so you got the same book. Look at 140. Okay, you got the same 143.
143. He therefore told. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So this is the setup, guys.
So we're talking about the heart. King, the Most High instructed his first king, anointed king, to kill all the Amalekites because of what they did when we was coming out of the wilderness, right? So the Most High told him what to do. I'm trying to see it on my screen so y'all can follow with me. I guess I'll just read this first part passage right here. Saul's war with Amalek and conquest of them. Now Samuel, listen, this is a quick story. Now Samuel came unto Saul and said unto him, that he was sent by God to put him in mind that God had preferred him before all others and ordained him king, that he therefore ought to be obedient to him and to submit to his authority, as considering that though he had dominion over the other tribes, yet that the Most High had the dominion over him and over all things. So I chose you to be king over my people, but you're not king over me. I'm the king over you in all things. You is my representative here on this earth for my children. Let's just put that perspective right now. Before you get proud and think you doing something,
Let me tell you something right now.
I'm telling you
buddy.
right now. Say this right now. Read it again. Now Samuel came unto Saul and said unto him that he was sent by God to put him in mind, in your mind, put these instructions in your mind, that the Most High had preferred him before all others and ordained him king, that he therefore ought to be obedient to him and to submit to his authority, as considering that though he had dominion over other tribes, yet that God, the Most High, had the dominion over him and over all things. That accordingly God said to him that because the Amalekites did the Hebrews a great deal of mischief while they were in the wilderness, and when upon their coming out of Egypt, they were making their way to that country, which is now their own, I enjoin thee to punish the Amalekites by making war upon them. And when thou hast subdued them, to leave none of them alive, but to pursue them through every age.
That means kill every time.
On sight. You see an Amalekite
It's
on
up.
sight. It's up.
Shalom.
Shalom is thou. Fourth dimension, thou goest.
Done.
On sight, we see an Amalekite. Hey, that's an Amalekite. Strap up.
Where you from? Amalek.
Amalek.
Get this nigga.
It's on sight. Right? It says, through every age, and to slay them. Don't go love everybody.
No, he don't.
Don't go love everybody. Love everybody. Love everybody. Yeah, okay. I don't sound like you loving Amalekites.
Sure don't.
Right? Which are the children of Esau. Right? And it said, and to slay them, beginning with the women and the infants. The Most High God is saying
Saying
that.
kill women and children.
Women and children. And infants, the
Kill the
babies.
ox, starting with the women and the children.
We're reading the Bible. Don't get mad at me. I'm not killing anyone.
I ain't killed nobody.
I never killed anyone.
I can't say that.
I'm just reading the Bible. Okay? I have never hurt anybody but in the fist fight. That's me. Okay? What are we doing?
Right.
Can you hand it out and stop doing that, please? Just pass it around. Y'all can just pass it around. Come on now. Don't do that no more. Don't never do that no more, for real.
All right, y'all remember Ecclesiastes 5:1.
Come on, man.
Come on.
I know this passing around the world. I can see. Anyway, let me read. Let me
Women
find
and
the
the
women.
infants, and to require this
Right.
punishment.
The women and infants. The Lord is telling Saul that he's instructed him to do this. We read the Bible and we learn the Bible from the mind of someone that put it in a perspective as if God is just like he would not do anything in opposition of that, which the opposite of love is what? Hate. Right? What happened? Hate, right? And so hate is not necessarily a bad thing as people try to put it in their own perspective, because if you hate the evil that you do, right? You're going to stop doing it, right? If you know I always do this and mommy always beat me as flowers, I'm going to have to learn to hate doing the thing that I do wrong so I won't get punished, right? The Bible said hate the evil and love the good. You have to reprogram your what? Mind. Okay? So now, it says, women and infants, and to require this as a punishment to be inflicted upon them for the mischief they did to our forefathers. You see that? When you watch Chinese movies, the theme is always
What you did to
what you did to my forefathers. Right? You killed my father and mother, my sister, brother. I'm going to train for 20 years, and I'm coming to see us now.
Taking everything out.
I'm coming to see us now.
Yep.
All right? Understand that. To spare nothing. To spare nothing. The Lord said spare nothing.
Don't leave nothing.
Right? Neither asses, which is your donkeys, nor other beasts, your lambs, your cows,
Not even a cat or a dog.
nor to reserve any of them for your own advantage and possession. Like you said, the cat or the little cute little puppy, little kitty cat, Shalom is vow.
You gotta kill all of that.
Your hamster too.
You got a pet frog. You gotta go.
Bye bye.
Gotta go.
Right? It says, to spare nothing, neither asses nor the beasts. Right here, we right here, so y'all can't see them on the screen. Right? Nor asses, nor other beasts, nor to reserve any of them for your own advantage and possessions. So this ain't about you getting no spoils. Nothing. You keep nothing. Right? But to devote them universally to who? God. This ain't about you. Right. This mission I'm putting you on right now ain't got nothing to do with you, buddy. In terms of your own desires, your own mind.
Right.
And in obedience to the commandment of Moses to blot out the name of Amalek entirely.
So this was a specific mandate. Hey, listen. Everything with Amalek on it, erase it. This was the commandment of the Most High.
Payback, the big payback.
He said Samuel to tell him, say, man, this what you gonna do. Anything Amalek, wipe it off the map. Men, women, children, starting with the women and the children. Kill everything that's connected to them. Wipe them off the face of the earth. Saul had a direct order. Okay? When the Most High give us a commandment, and it's a direct commandment from the commander-in-chief, and you go against that, that's when you gone. Anytime you turn your heart away from serving the Most High, you in danger of losing it.
That's right.
I want to ask everybody here a question real quick, because we're going to get back into this. What or who has your heart? No, this ain't a question you answer. This is something this is examining of yourself right now. Okay? Who or what has your heart? Is there something that you might be connected to more than Yahawah? Is there a favorite thing or pastime that you might be more devoted to than the Most High? Is there someone you are more committed to
No answer.
than Yahawah? Examine yourself. This ain't playtime. This is pay attention time, Kakama. What got your heart? The scriptures say we are to love the Most High with all our what? Heart. Because when he say mind, he's still talking about the same thing. It ain't no different. We going into these scriptures because you need to understand. We have examples of our forefathers who dropped the ball.
Right.
You ain't got no excuse. The scriptures even say you ain't got no excuse. In the day of judgment, what excuse can you provide? If you got a creator, right, that's so powerful that his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, piercing into the what? Hearts of men. So you can pump fake for the people all you want to. Your manufacturer knows you better than I do, than they do, than she does, than he does. Yeah, the one who made you know you better, right? Let's get back into this. Read it out.
And remember the first sentence. Now Samuel came unto Saul and said to him that he was sent by God to put him in mind. I want to remind you.
Don't forget
why I chose you in your position when it comes to me and vow. Let's set this record straight right now. Because I'm about to put you on a mission. This is a test right now. The Most High is testing to see if Saul is going to obey. Right?
I remember like a couple like a month ago that you guys said that everybody has a test in their life.
Yes. Yes, and you know why? You know why we be tested? Because our king was tested. We knew he's perfect. We knew that test was going to be passed. We are going to be tested. You know why? Because our bodies, they do one thing, our lips do one thing, but our hearts, that's the telltale. If you've ever played poker, right, you know if a nigga bluffing. The Most High know if we bluffing. He know if it's real or not, right? Read that, bro. I'm sorry. We keep going through this thing about the heart, though.
Right. Here you go. So Saul promised to do what he was commanded.
Wait, say that again. He did what?
So Saul promised to do what he was commanded. He entered into a verbal vow. A vow is a promise.
That's dangerous.
Right? Matthew, Ecclesiastes 5 goes into vows. Okay? About keeping your vow. Can you get that right quick, Matthew? Ecclesiastes the 5th chapter.
Ecclesiastes 5?
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 5 and probably like the 3rd verse right quick. Let me get it over here.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
It says, for a dream comes through the multitude of business.
Go down. Paul.
Verse 4.
Okay, bring it up.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5, and we are at verse 4. When thou vowest unto YAHAWAH, defer not to pay it. Pause. For he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which you have vowed. So you can be condemned by what comes out your mouth. Let's see. How can I break it down? If you make a promise to the Most High, you better make sure in your heart you desire to do it, and you better see it done. That's just like if you say, hey, I'm gonna go out here and go wash your car. He ain't tell you to do it. You just opened your mouth and said you was gonna do it. But if you said you was gonna do it, and you promised you said you were gonna do it, you better do it. Saul made a promise that he was going to do this thing. He promised. Didn't he promise, right?
Yeah.
Bring out this next one right there. I like that other one up there too, verse 2. That's cold.
Yeah.
When thou vowest a vow to God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Right? You're being foolish. You're just talking. Right? But the Most High said, by thy words thou shalt be justified, by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than thou shouldest vow and not pay.
So that means it's better that you ain't even say nothing. Because if you say it, you got to pay it.
If you say it, you got to pay it. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin, neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thy hands? Now you want to try to make an excuse. Nah, buddy. That's going to make him even madder at you.
And look at what.
Because now you're trying to play him like a fool.
That's right. That's
See? I don't like when people try to play me like that. I'm ready to turn up on you then. Because now you're trying to act like I'm dumb. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, buddy.
But this is what Saul did.
Right. That's what Saul did. So Saul promised to do what he was commanded, and supposing that his obedience to God will be shown not only in making war against the Amalekites, but fully in the readiness and quickness of his proceedings, he made no delay, but immediately gathered all his forces. And when he had, so he was hype, right?
I'm finna go
Hasty.
do it. He had that zeal.
Right? That's why, like you said in the verses up above, here, it says what? Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. Right? Right? The Bible also said, present thy bodies as a living sacrifice, right? For they consider not that they do evil, and what be not rash with thy mouth, so quick to talk, right? It says right, hasty, and let not thy heart, your mind, be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. So he was hasty. Yes, I promise, Lord, I promise. Hey, let me go get these men. Let's get it going, right? And when he had numbered them in Gilgal, he had found them to be about 400,000 of the Israelites. Besides the tribe of Judah, for that tribe contained by itself 30,000. Accordingly, Saul made an eruption into the country of Amalek. Hey, little girl, Payasha, stop your screaming. Scream master. Right? So it made an eruption into the country of the Amalekites and set many men in several parties in ambush at the river, so that he might not only do them a mischief by open fighting, but might fall upon them unexpectedly in the ways, and might thereby compass them round about and kill them. And when he had joined the battle with the enemy, he beat them and pursued them as they fled. He destroyed them all. And when that undertaking had succeeded, according as YAHAWAH had foretold, he set upon the cities of the Amalekites. So now he conquered and destroyed the warriors, the army. And now we go into the cities where the women and children are at, and the old men, right? Okay? The ones that's not warriors. Right. Okay? And he besieged them and took them by force, partly by warlike machines. So they had war machines. Partly by mines dug underground, and partly by building walls on the outside. So they were digging tunnels to go under the ground to get into the city. It's like me watching a movie. And some they starved out with famine, because now they couldn't get no food. Once they ate up all the food inside, you done. And some they gained by other methods. And after all, he betook themselves to slay the women and children. And though he did not act therein either barbarously or inhumanly, right? First, because they were enemies whom he thus treated. And in the next place, because it was done by the commandment of God, whom it was dangerous not to obey. It's dangerous not to obey the Most High. Right? So this wasn't about his own mind to treat him inhumanely. We just gotta You gotta go. Right? So they starved them out with food. They couldn't eat no. When they ran out of food, they couldn't come out the city because they was besieged by the army. Right? And let me go back to Haggai right now. Here we go. He also took Haggai, the enemy's king, captive. Uh-oh. He took the king captive. What's going on? He took the king captive. What's going on? Anybody know what's going on based off what we were saying? He took the king captive.
Because remember, listening,
yeah.
y'all catch it?
He took the king captive.
Because he's supposed to destroy it all.
He did two things wrong. He took the king. You're not supposed to take the king.
Do y'all know the two things that Saul did wrong?
Thus far that we're reading, right?
Thus far.
Okay.
Thus far. What you got?
He put the people in the city into slavery. And
Go back to when Samuel was talking to Saul and he was giving him the reminder of his place and his role in ministry. Can you take it back up? The Most High gave Saul a specific set of commandments. Okay? This is what I want you to do. When you were told to do something in detail,
He didn't kill the king.
he did what?
He took the king, but he didn't kill the king.
That's one thing he did. But he wasn't supposed to do that. The other thing that he was supposed to do that he didn't do, the very first thing he was supposed to do, starting with the women and the children, wipe them out. He went and started fighting the warriors. So he was disobeying direct orders. Why is you sparing these women? I didn't tell him to do that. Why is you sparing this king? I didn't tell you. You understand me? I didn't tell you to do that, Jelly Bean. I ain't tell you to do it. The Most High did not tell him to spare anybody. Do y'all remember what he said? He said spare what?
None.
Nothing. Saul followed after his heart. And he disobeyed direct orders. Everybody say disobey.
disobey.
You can't, it's a dangerous thing to disobey. When you're told, put your phones up. Be listening. It's dangerous when you disobey direct orders. You go to school. You go and you be disruptive in class. You get into a fight. You skip a class. That is disobeying direct orders. Right? When you go outside, you run a red light. You get into it with somebody in the street. You disobeying direct orders. Right? When you lie, when you steal, when you kill, commit adulteries, bear false witness, covet, those are disobeying direct orders. Everybody say direct orders. We have direct orders. These are orders that deal with matters of the heart. Saul's heart was not right with the Most High. Con? I'm gonna let my brother keep reading it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how you, I'm going to read it again. Right? Some they starved out with famine and some they gained by other methods. And after all, he betook himself. Right? I'll look up the word betook right quick so I can make sure I'm in context. Betook. Idioms. Also found in idioms. Let me see. To go to some place. All right? Betake. Right? To go to some place. All right? Just want to make sure I got to be in context. Right? Some they starved out with famine. Right? Some they gained by other methods. So they're killing people by famine. Other methods, remember they were using war machines. And after all, he betook himself to slay the women and children. Right? So he went to kill the women and children. And though he did not act thereon either barbarously or inhumanely, he killed them. No, he killed them. He didn't say do it barbarously or inhumanely. He did it. First, because they were the enemies whom he thus treated. And in the next place, because it was done by the commandment of God, whom it was dangerous not to obey. Now, if what you're saying is correct, we'll read it more in later on when the Most High bring a
This
judgment
is the
on
key
it.
word.
What?
Also.
Where we at?
He also took Agag.
Yeah, right here.
Key word.
It says, let me go right here. He also, it's a whole new sentence though. He also took Agag. Now, if he did not kill the women and children, he was going to hell off, right? It could make sense because when you go into the history, you know, you had descendants of the Amalekites still survived, right? So it could have been those women and children, right? But because Haggai was killed, right? So how did Haman live? How did Alexander the Great live? Because all of them goes back to Amalekites, right? Which the Most High told us to destroy them. And the Most High, and the Most High going to deal with, it's something that's later on. I already read it, so I'm just going to read it, right? So, dang, Saul, you serious? You going off, brother?
Going off.
All right. So he also took Agag, the enemy's king, captive. The beauty and tallness of whose body he admired so much. Pause.
I mean, super pause.
That he thought him worthy of preservation.
The king? Yay.
Yeah. He just liked the way the man looked.
I ain't gonna kill him. Even though the Most High said kill him, I'm not gonna kill him because I'm caught up in how he look.
Right. I'm not going to kill the women and children that'll be barbarously or inhumane.
Right.
Right. And I just like the way this guy look. He's like I just like the way he look. He's going to be my little prize or whatever. I don't know. We know Paul wasn't on the Leviticus, so let's not go there.
Right.
But still, pause. What's going on? What's going on? Right? Because they say not about him being all the Leviticus worlds. So you know, the Leviticus people out there, they say, see? And they were trying to make David and Jonathan on some Leviticus.
Like they kissing cousins. So
Right.
nigga, shout out.
Because they surpassed the love of a woman, so that means they had to been on some Leviticus. Right? Okay. So it says, back here. He also took Agag, the enemy's king, captive. The beauty and tallness of whose body he admired so much that he thought him worthy of preservation. Yet was not this done, however, according to the will of God.
So according to the heart of the Most High, you better do it how you said do it. That's where Saul messed up at. He did not.
Hey, you overacting right now. I'm telling you right now, calm down for you being embarrassed.
The will of the Most High, when you see that word will, that's going to be in the same bracket as the word lay, which is heart. Whenever you go into the scriptures and you see that word will, W-I-L-L, and after that you see of God or of the Most High, right? That's parallel to his heart. You got to do after the will of the Most High. Everybody say will.
Will.
Got to have his heart. Plain and simple. This ain't no gray area conversation. Saul will give his specific instructions on how to do a thing. Saul went into it with his own heart. Not after the way he was commanded to do it, right?
Right. But by giving way to human passions.
Did y'all hear that? Human passions. So in the mind, he perceived, oh, well, I can't do it like this because I don't want to be deemed barbaric or inhumane.
Right. And a lot of you Israelites out there, you don't want to accept the true reality of end time prophecies that these nations is going into captivity and slavery under the children of Israel. You just can't fathom that at all. Right? Even though you read scriptures, Colossians 3:25, he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done. Right? Galatians 6:7, is it? Right? Be not deceived, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Revelation 13:9-10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
In Psalm, though join hand in hand, the wicked shall
Isaiah
not go
13.
unpunished.
Yeah, Psalms. Right? There's plenty of scriptures we can line up. And you see scriptures of captivity, end time captivity. You still go against it because of what? What it says?
Because they're not doing according to the will.
By giving way to human passions.
Oh, marshmallow niggas, man.
Human passions. So if he's seen these women and children, he said, man, I'm not going to kill them. The Lord, you made a promise that you was going to execute the will of the Father. Wake them up. Because when they come to the video games, we up.
Sit up.
We up.
Prevail.
If the video game going to be took, we going to have to stay up. And suffer himself to be moved with an unseasonable commiseration at a point where it was not safe for him to indulge it. For the Most High hated the nation of the Amalekites to such a degree. That's in the book of Josephus.
He said he hated him so
The Most High
much.
said he hated the nation of the Amalekites. The family of one of the families of Esau now. One of the families of Esau, Genesis 36. This is in the book of Josephus, which was a Levite, an Israelite. Right? So we're not worrying about what you people saying. It's what the Most High is saying. You was sleeping. You was sleeping. I looked at you. You was sleeping. Don't say you wasn't sleeping because I looked at you. You were sleeping. Okay? Honor thy father and thy mother, that your days will be long upon the earth. Simple. It's a simple instruction. For God hated the nation of the Amalekites to such a degree that he commanded Saul to have no pity on even those infants which he by nature chiefly compassionate.
Everybody, please understand. The Most High hated the Amalekites. The Amalekites were sworn enemies of Israel. He was given a commandment, Saul was, to wipe them out, starting with the women and the children. Then deal with the warriors and the city.
I think you got that backwards because they was fighting the warriors first. Then they went to the cities.
He was supposed to start with the women and the children.
How's that going to happen? You got to get through the men to get to the women and children.
Look at what it say.
That's
why I say we got to go back to the beginning. It tells you.
Right, hold on. You're going off, brother. Now Samuel came unto Saul, telling him that he was sent by God to put him in mind that God had preferred him before all others, and ordained him king, that he therefore ought to be obedient to him and submit to his authority, as considering that though he had dominion over the tribes, yet that God had not dominion over him and over all things. That accordingly God said to him that because the Amalekites did the Hebrews a great deal of mischief while they were in the wilderness and were upon their coming out of Egypt, they were making their way to that country which is now their own. I enjoin thee to punish the Amalekites by making war upon them. Make it so war, you go into war with the men, brother. Come on now. Let's not You gotta get through the men before you get to the women, brother. That's a natural thing. If somebody war on us right now, we going out first before they get the women and children. Come on.
Right.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When I'm reading this about the women and children, he's still coming here and he's confirming what? That he commanded Saul to have no pity on even those infants, which he by nature chiefly compassionate. So Saul did that. He had to do it. Because it says, but Saul preserved their king. But Saul preserved their king. He preserved the king. Right? And governor from the miseries which the Hebrews brought on the people. So he preserved the governor, the king, and governor. Now I'm not seeing the women and children yet. I don't see that. Because he's saying right here that he commanded Saul to have no pity on even those infants which by nature chiefly compassionate. But as we continue, we can see it'll explain more. It has to, right? Again, for intellectual account, if he killed every Amalekite, then how is Ammon born? Or how is the Macedonians existed? Right? So, but Saul preserved their king. The Bible tells you that. If we go into the Bible account, they go to 1 Samuel around maybe, I don't know.
15?
Yeah, bring it out. Yeah, 15. Yeah. 1 Samuel 15. Read it where he, how many people he destroyed, who he destroyed. Get to that. I'll pull it up here too. We got some disobedience going on.
Indeed we do. Indeed.
We got disobedience. And the Most High deals with disobedience.
All right, what about, you say look up where?
Yeah, I'm going to go there right now. 1 Samuel 15. All right, so 1 Samuel 15 and 1, and Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahawah. Thus said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, and he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. So these numbers is different. They're different. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. Right? We got to be consistent there. And Saul said unto the Kenites, go, depart, get ye down from the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them, for ye showed kindness to the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites, and Saul smote the Amalekites from Avela until thou comest to shore that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of Amalek, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag. Right? So right here it says he killed all of the people, but spared Agag. Right? So let's just go back over here now. Let's just see. One thing I noticed here that the numbers of the army was different. Totally different. Right? But Saul preserved their king and governor. So here they adding a governor. Right? But Saul preserved their king and governor from the miseries which the Hebrews brought upon the people, as if he preferred the fine appearance of the enemy to the memory of what God had sent him about. It sounds weird. But the multitude also guilty together with Saul, for they spared the herds and flocks and took them for a prey. When the Most High commanded, they should not spare them. They also carried off with the rest of their wealth and riches, but if they were anything that was not worthy of regard, that they destroyed.
Now watch this.
So
Did y'all know there was three things that Saul did in the matters of the heart? It was lust of the flesh, it was lust of the eyes, and it was the pride of life. So not only was Saul guilty, but he also had an accessory to the fact. He had help in preserving the best of. He had help in preserving Agag. He had help in preserving this governor. So this was a major thing. Go ahead.
They spared the herds.
They spared the herd.
The flocks.
Hey, killed everything else. But Agag and the best of everything. Everybody say best of. Saul had it in his heart to do what he wanted to do. He didn't have it in his heart to do how the Most High told him to do it. And that's where he messed up, right? Disobeying direct order. So again, your heart gotta be right. Okay? Are we good on that? We good on that?
No, I got more now.
all right. So, because I want you to see when Samuel came into the picture. That's what I'm trying to get to, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm smacking again. It's a lot. Okay. But when Saul had conquered all these Amalekites that reached from Pelusium of Egypt to the Red Sea, he laid waste all the rest of the enemy's country. But the nation of the Shechemites, he did not touch them, although they dwelt in the very middle of the country of Midian. For before the battle, Saul had sent to them and charged them to depart thence, lest they should be partakers of the miseries of Amalekites. For he had a just occasion for saving them, since they were of the kindred of Ragu, which was Ragu, Moses' father-in-law, right? Which was the Midianites. Hereupon Saul returned home with joy for the glorious things he had done, and for the conquest of his enemies, as though he had not neglected anything which the prophet had enjoined him to do when he was going to make war with the Amalekites, and as though he had exactly observed all that he ought to have done. So this man go home and acting like he did the will of God. Are you all right? You sure, boy, you had me over here tripping, boy. What's coming? You dripping out your mouth, boy. What's going on with you?
Is you cool?
What are you doing? I was just scared just now. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm sorry, boy. Stop playing, boy. I was shook for a second. Yo, I was shook. Anyway. Where was that? Hereupon Saul returned home with joy. So this man went home celebrating as if he did the will of the Father. He done made a vow that I'm going to do everything you said. Just like you children to say, Abba, I'm going to do good in school. I'm going to follow instructions. I'm going to get good grades, and you come back with D's. When we tell you to do stuff around this house and you don't do it, or you halfway do it, and then you act like you did it how we told you to do it. Now, if I got to be the example and show you how to do it, after I show you how to do it, you better do it. And do it the right way, not your way. Not stuff all the stuff under the bed. Pretend like you cleaned the room, but you got everything under the bed. All the stuff is under the bed. Trying to trick us, thou is me. Look, Abba, I cleaned the room. Look under the bed, everything under the bed. in the closet, threw everything in the closet. All of a sudden now the closet door is closed. Any other day the door open. Why are you closing the closet today? Right? Playing these games. This is what he's doing. He playing games. Right? He up there celebrating, playing music, playing a video game. He chilling like he did what he's supposed to be doing. Right? But God was grieved. But the Most High, I was trying to find where's my thing? Okay. But the Most High was grieved upon that the king of Amalekites were preserved alive, and that the multitude had seized on the cattle for prey, because these things were done without his permission.
So how many times have we done things without permission? Show of hands. You ever did something without permission? I bet not be the only one raising my hand in this room. You feel me? The Most High did not permit Saul to move in this manner. Right?
For he thought it an intolerable thing that they should conquer and overcome their enemies by that power which he gave them, and then that he himself should be so grossly despised and disobeyed by them that were a mere man, that was a king, would not bear it. He therefore told Samuel the prophet that he repented that he had made Saul king. Most High put this man in position to do his will. And he said, I'm going to do it, and don't do it. And then act like he's doing the will of the Father. That's like the Most High calling us to the truth, to do his will, right? To learn the law, statute, commandments of the Most High, and teach the law, statute, commandments. And then we do what we want to do with his law, statute, commandments. We make excuses in his law, statute, commandments. We break his law, statute, commandments, and think that we are in righteousness by breaking his law, statute, commandments. Right? And though we have grace and mercy, if you don't find it in your heart to repent, the Most High will remove you out of this truth. And you'll be back to the vomit. The vomit worlds. And the Bible says your end is worse than the beginning.
Matter of fact,
he therefore told Samuel the prophet that he repented that he had made Saul king, while he did nothing that he had commanded him, but indulged in his own inclination. Remember, that word was in the definition of heart, mind, inclination. Remember when I looked it up in the beginning, right? It says inclinations right there, right? Remember, I went to the blue letter and I typed in heart, right? I typed in heart, boom. And the first verse it gave me was Genesis. And God saw that wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. This is when the Most High decided to flood the world and kill everybody, right? So when we went to heart there, which is
Strong's H3820. Lave.
everybody say lay.
Lave.
right? Or you say it, we say it in the Bible, lahab.
Lahab.
Right? But it says laba is a la and a ba, right? Right? Lab, right? It says inner man, mind, will, heart, understanding. See right here, 5. Inclination. Right? Inclination. So Saul had his own what? Inclination. I mean his own mind, what he wanted to do. Not do what the Most High said to do. Not follow the will of the Lord. Right? I don't care what verse, scripture in the Bible. If you're not doing it or doing that particular verse, you're not following the will of the Father. That's just what it is. If children are being disobedient and not honoring father or mother, and you're being taught to, then you're not following the will of the Father. If women is not obeying and respecting and reverencing their husband, you're not following the will of the Father. If the man is not learning and teaching the gospel and leading his household and family with the knowledge of the Most High, you're not doing the will of the Father.
So, and this is just a simple yes or no. So is that safe to say what you were saying? Is that safe to say that they weren't following the Most High heart?
Saul wasn't, and he's going to take the blame because he's the what? King. He's the king. And he the one that made the oath and the pact, the covenants. He did. Not the men in the army. They following him. Right? Okay? So, when we come into the truth of the Most High and you're learning as a wife, 1 Peter 3 says we are heirs together. So that means we heirs together. That means you must know the law, statute, commandments too.
Everybody say together.
Together. You know the will of the Father too. Right? Because this was taught. Samuel came to Saul alone. That was between the Most High and Samuel and Saul. And he made the agreement to the Most High. Right? He would send Samuel to all the army and say, hey, army, this is what y'all need to do. Right? Just in case simplicity come out. And the sister say, he's the head. He's going off. I ain't going off because he's going off. No, Negro. You going off because you going off, Negro. You know what you don't supposed to do. Hold that right now, buddy. Right? When Samuel heard that, wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more back to thinking. See, oh my. Wake up. The women, the children, everybody, wake up. I would like to be doing what I want to do right now, but I done made a covenant to myself and to my brother and to my family, my household, that I need to be out here doing these lessons. Right? Lessons. Reading the scriptures. Some brothers think, well, I just want to do music now. You know, nothing. Be a rapper.
And I want to publicly acknowledge that. I want to say the water for you, brother, because last Shabbat, you put me in the mind of something, and I did say that. You get what I'm saying? So I want to thank you for being an encouragement and being that iron sharper iron thing. You get what I'm saying? That's what we need in these times. Let's get a house of my hardcore in the Most High's praise real quick. Let's do that real quick. Don't just clap for the house. Clap for the Most High. Because it's His will be done. His will be done, right? It's important that we do these lessons. These lessons, they specifically impact and examine our hearts. They examine your heart. It's plain and simple, right?
What's going on with her? Huh?
She took her hair wrap on. I told her to put it back on and she wanted to cry.
The scriptures say that the women, the females, must cover their heads, and you men uncover your heads. That's just what it is.
That may look like my head is covered, but I'm a cue ball right now, so no, it is not.
All right. Okay. When Samuel heard that he was in confusion, began to beseech the Most High. See, judgment upon thou. See that? The Most High ain't playing with you. Get yourself together.
You want to go back in the room?
And get another whooping.
This time I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah. Chill out now, for real. When Samuel heard that when Samuel heard that he was in confusion, it began to beseech God all that night to reconcile
He was trying to make it right.
reconciled to Saul, and not to be angry with him, but he did not grant that forgiveness to Saul, which the prophet asked for. The Most High cannot forgive you. Right? And it says, but he did not grant that forgiveness to Saul, which the prophet asked for, as not deeming it a fit thing to grant forgiveness of such sins as did his injuries, since injuries do not otherwise grow so great as by the easy tempers of those that are injured, or while they hunt after the glory of being thought gentle and good-natured, before they are aware they produce other sins.
So to break it down, it's not like Saul couldn't have been forgiven for disobeying the Most High. He was being punished and stripped of his place because he made a vow. In his heart, he didn't really have it to do. So this was something that the Most High, through the intercession of Samuel, the Most High could have gave Saul a pass. He could have gave him a pass. This is clearly what this is saying. But when you vow, you don't follow through, it's dangerous. That's just very dangerous. Huh? We're about to get to that in a minute.
As soon, therefore, as the Most High injected the intercession of the prophet, and it plainly appeared he would not change his mind,
It's not happening.
a break of day, Samuel came to Saul at Gilgal. Now you're going to have this combo. When the king saw him, he ran to him and embraced him and said, I return thanks to God, who have given me the victory, for I have performed everything that he commanded me. Everything. He's so delusional that he thinks he's doing everything the Most High said. After he made the covenants and the vows to the Most High. That's why you must be careful about what you say out your mouth. Because the Most High will prove you. Prove you. That's why you know, I used to beg brothers, we're into a covenant. That gonna prove if you real about the words you say out your mouth, and the Most High gonna bring it fast. So you say, yeah, brother, I'm your brother for life. All right, we're gonna see.
Then you go get tested.
We're gonna see.
Go through it.
I'll die for you, brother. We'll see.
That's the goal right there. Talk about
Yeah.
you die for me.
We'll see. As soon as therefore as God have interjected the intercession of the prophet, it plainly appeared he would not change his mind. At break of day, Samuel came to Saul at Gilgal. When the king saw him, he ran to him and embraced him and said, I return thanks to God, who have given me the victory, for I have performed everything that he have commanded me. To which Samuel replied, how is it then that I hear the bleating of the sheep and the lowering of the greater cattle in the camp? So the Most High said, you did everything I said. Why do I hear sheep in the background? Why do I hear the cows moo? How the cows make the moo? How the sheep do it? I don't know how the sheep do it. So here's Samuel saying, Lord, I did everything you said. So why do I hear the sheep and the cows? Right? And let's see what this guy gonna say. Samuel made answer that the people had preserved them for sacrifices. The blame game. The blame game. You're the king of the people. made sacrifice for them, right? That the people had preserved. You can imagine his face when he was all happy and proud and thinking he did the will of the Lord. And here comes Samuel, like, I did the will of the Lord. Yes. It's like in the Bible talks about that. I prophesied in thy name and cast out devils. I did all this. I did all that. You said, get from behind me, Negro. I never knew a vow.
Practicing lawlessness.
What you talking about, buddy? You wasn't talking nothing I would say that to do, fam.
Is you cool?
To the links. Right? So now this man, I know his face dropped to the floor. Because when he asked the question, like, why do I hear the sheep? When I say sheep, talk like the sheep. Why do I hear the sheep? And why do I hear the cows? And then he answers and says, he gonna do a TJ.
Say, man. He can say.
That the people have preserved them for sacrifices. That's what we do. You're trying to make an excuse. Blame it on the rules. That's what children do all the time. I tell them in class, stop talking. When you talk, did you be, when they did it, when you did it, all day long, I got to deal with that. All day long. Watch out for the light. Don't fall asleep again. Right? That the people have preserved them for sacrifices. But that, as to the nation of the Amalekites, it was entirely destroyed. As he had received it in command to see done, and that no man was left. No man was left. Right? No man was left. So now we're going to, see, it was a one man word, our brother, theory, hypothesis, save the women and infants, right? And it says, but, so now he like, the people kept the cows and the sheep, but we killed everybody, Lord. We killed everybody. But that he has saved alive the king alone and brought him to him, concerning whom he said they would advise together what should be done with him. Yeah, we killed everybody, Lord. That's what thou sayest. And then we kept the king. Just, talk to you, see what you want us to do. Is this dude bugging out?
This dude is bugging, yo.
Didn't I say from the jump from the door?
Kill everything.
To kill everything? Don't leave nothing alive. Women, children, nothing. Nothing.
Was they supposed to leave the cows alive?
No.
Were they supposed to keep the cows alive? Sheep alive? No.
Everything.
Everything. He said everything.
Everything.
Right? So now, Sam, you got to talk now. But Sam,
He got a clap back for him too, y'all.
hey, you going to be Samuel.
Oh, man, you be Samuel.
I want to be him.
But the prophet said, God is not delighted with sacrifices, but with good and with righteous men, who are such as follow his will and his laws. There go that word will again. He don't care about your Remember what we was reading earlier before we started the class? Ecclesiastes 5:1. Be more ready to hear, keep your conduct, because he don't deal in foolish sacrifices. The people don't even consider that they do wickedness. Saul wasn't even considering that he was doing wickedness.
Right. Self-righteousness.
Self-righteousness.
He thought in his heart, he thought he was doing after the heart of the Most High. Did you hear the excuse this nigga made? I hate to say it, but we be acting like niggas.
Our forefathers. Our fathers.
You better not say these ain't your ancestors. You got all the character traits. You're lying.
Yeah, definitely lying.
He said, man, hey, listen.
Read it again.
The prophet said, Samuel we talking about.
Come on. Talk to me.
God is not delighted with sacrifices, but with good and with righteous men, who are such as follow his will and his laws, and never think that anything is well done by them, but when they do it as God commanded them, that he then looks upon himself. Oh, go top that one.
And never think that anything is well done by them, but when they do it as God have commanded them. I don't want you to do, speaking from the man to the woman, do what I said, how I said it, why I said it, when I say it, not how you think I said it.
To the level.
That's just, the Most High said, I'm married unto you, Israel. We is his bride. So when you say I did it, but you did it according to your will, if I say clean the bathroom on your day to clean the bathroom, that means everything is being cleaned. The walls, the doors, the tub, the sink. Everything is being disinfected and wiped down, swept, mopped, the walls. Everything is being thoroughly cleaned. Now, if you do it any other way than what I said, you didn't do what I said. You didn't do what I told you to do. Period. And the Most I don't care about your sacrifices. You're trying to give me a gift? You're trying to give me a gift after I told you what to do?
I don't even want that.
And you didn't do it?
I don't even
So
want
now thou bringest me in sacrifices?
I don't want it.
You just sinned against me. You just went against me. And now you're trying to butter me up by giving me a gift?
I don't want it.
The Bible says a gift destroyeth the heart.
Oh.
In Ecclesiastes 7:7. What are you giving me a gift for? I want you to do what I told you.
The gift means nothing if you're not giving it from a good place.
Right. You're trying to make up for what you know you did wrong. Basically, fam. You saw your lust came into play. You want the spirit of the king because you seen the beauty of the king or whatever the case. You saw the wealth, the riches, right? You saw the sheep and all the goodly sheep and stuff like that. I'm going to keep all of this.
Hey, gang, how tall you is again? 6'6". Man, you tall.
Man, you look like a great warrior king.
You know what?
I'm going to keep you as a prize.
I was going to kill you, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on and spare you. We're going to try to keep counsel, see what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's backwards.
I like you. I like you.
I was supposed to kill you, but you all right with me.
Right?
That was not what we supposed to do.
See?
It's obedience to the Father, doing his will. His will. Everybody say his will.
His will.
We are to do after the heart of the Most High. Your overview, that is off. We talking about his overview. This was here before all of us, right? You got to follow his law, his will, his way, his heart. That's it. Okay?
That he then looks upon. Who's reading? Is you still reading?
I'm still reading.
Come on.
That he then looks upon himself as affronted, not when anyone does not sacrifice, but when anyone appears to be disobedient to him. But that from those who do not obey him, nor pay him that duty, which is the alone true and acceptable worship, he will not kindly accept their oblations, be those they offer ever so many and so fat, and be the presents they make him ever so ornamental. I don't know if y'all caught that, but let's break it down in terms that you'll understand. Doesn't matter how you dress up the gift. Doesn't matter how you dress it up, the offering. Doesn't matter. When he say present yourself a living sacrifice, when you go to present yourself a living sacrifice, you don't think he's examining that? That's why we'll get rejected. That's why Cain got rejected. His offering wasn't from a good place. His What he told Cain, he say, if you do well, it will go well with you. But if you do not do well, sin lies at the gate of your heart. Sin lies. What did Cain do after that? He killed his brother. Sin was there. It was at the door of his heart. Because when you look at how you're supposed to present yourself, even when it comes to the terms of obedience, you can't have in your heart to be obedient and you still complacent or complaining about it. That's why he say when you do things with joy and thanksgiving in your heart. Because if you're just doing it because it's duty, right, then it really didn't come from a genuine place. And that ain't real love, is it?
Right.
Can you fix me some food? All you hear is the damn cabinet door slamming, refrigerator slamming, Incredible Hulk foot walking in the house, stomping around. Some of you children doing it. Tell you to do something, you stomping around mad. That's not being holy and righteous and set apart, doing the will of the Most High. If you obey, like it says it over here, obey is better than sacrifice. You wouldn't have to sacrifice for your sacrifice is why? For repentance. Because we offered up sacrifices for repentance. So you're giving me a sacrifice because you knew you going off. You know you going off, and now you want to, this for me going off. I like the blue and black white Nikes. You could have gave me that without going off.
I appreciate any peace offering, but I don't want.
It doesn't erase what thou doest. And in this case, he's not forgiving them.
No.
Saul, you're not going to be forgiven from the jump. Right? What it said?
That he then looks upon himself as affronted, not when anyone does not sacrifice, but when anyone appears to be disobedient to him. But that from those who do not obey him, nor pay him that duty which is the alone true and acceptable worship,
That's your duty.
he will not kindly accept their oblations, be those they offer ever so many and so fat, and be the presents they make him ever so ornamental. Nay,
Yeah, I don't care how good it look. Go ahead.
though they were made of gold and silver themselves, but he will reject them and esteem them instances of wickedness and not of piety. See that right there? So that means the Most High know before you even bring your gift to the altar, nigga, you pump faking. Yeah. He don't do pump fakers. Whenever you see certain brothers in Israel who are austere, it's specifically because according to the scriptures, we're supposed to have a mind like the Most High. So it doesn't matter if you are presenting a gift. Your heart off, niggas sniff you out the gate. It's just, this is why these scriptures are good, man. I love these scriptures. He say, and when these do sacrifice, though it be a mean oblation, he better accepts of it.
Where you at?
Under those blue lines, he better accepts it as the honor of poverty.
You gotta read the blue.
I read the blue. Oh, okay. That he is delighted with those that still bear in mind this one thing. Gotta bear in mind. Everybody say, bear in mind. This one thing, and this only, how to do that, whatsoever it be, which God pronounces or commands for them to do, and to choose rather than to die, rather to die than to transgress any of those commands, nor does he require so much as a sacrifice from them.
Hold up.
2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter and the 6th chapter, Eleazar, which was an esteemed man in Israel, and they tried to corrupt him to eat swine's flesh, and he refused. And then they try to bribe him to say, listen, just pretend you're eating pork in front of the people, and he said, I'm not going to even pretend to eat pork. But we got so-called elders out here talking about, we're under the law at liberty. And we gonna eat the honey glazed ham. Boy, you are off as hell. How can you read that verse in 2 Maccabees 6 and say that? Or the 2 Maccabees 7, wake up everybody. It's a spirit of slumber is going around the room. The spirit of slumber is bouncing. Right? That spirit of slumber. I mean, who else can I fall upon? I didn't fall upon one. I didn't fall upon two.
And will there be a 3?
There's going to be a 3. The spirit of slumber. Wake up! Right? It ain't cash yet. Sound come on. Wake up! Some monies. And to choose rather to die than to transgress. So the 7 sons in 2 Maccabees 7, and the mother chose to die, not to eat swine.
Right.
Now imagine that. Imagine, Millie, they kidnap, they take you, the government come snatch you up, ISIS or whatever, and say, oh, you think you a Hebrew? That goes for me too. Anyone in here. And they want a replica of what happened during the Maccabees and put that old nice fried pork chop with the sassons, peppers and all that. Right? And said, eat this.
Big old plate of smothered pork chops with gravy and rice.
So you want the smothered. I just want it fried. I don't want the smothered. I don't want none of it. Hold on. What's going on? I don't call it spurs. You too. You said you want the smothered ones.
No, I said.
You said smothered. What are you standing up for?
I got to
See, judgment. Okay. Yeah, you're right. But you damn sure was in thy lust, though.
Right.
You was like, oh, some loving pork chop. Boy, in that mind, you remember this gravy room. Right? And that's exactly what they're going to present to him. See? He's going to present to him the smothered southern style pork chop with the gravy and the peppers, black pepper, all in the gravy.
We heard somewhere on your algorithm you like smothered pork chops. So we gonna present this to you. It's got the rice just like you cook it. You know, they gonna try to get me with the rice. Hey,
Uncle Ben's rice.
you make sure this is a corporate statement. You make sure that in the day that you being tried, that you stand firm in your faith. Stand firm in it, right? If you got a heart like the Most High, or you like David, you got a heart after the Most High, doesn't matter what come your way, right? Your heart gonna be in the right place. Whenever you're tasked with something, right? No matter how egregious or how difficult that thing may be, right? If your heart is in it and you trust that the Most High will give you the whatevers to see it done, you're gonna see it done, con? Saul had everything he needed. He wasn't lacking nothing to see the thing done. And yet and still in his mind he perceived, well, maybe I should do it like this. Maybe the Most High be pleased like this. And so he was happy when he approached Samuel. Samuel hit him with the instant rebuke. Nigga, you going off. First of all, obedience is better than sacrifice. And to listen, everybody say listen. Listen. And to listen is better than the fat of rams. That's why we started off the lesson with Ecclesiastes 5:1. Because everything, even when it comes down to listening, right? This is concerning your heart. Will you take this into your heart?
How will you propel going forward now that you know concerning matters of the heart that this is concerning all of us collectively and individually? Your heart got to be right. You got to be focused on doing after the heart of Yahawah. You cannot confuse your heart with your heart. All right, keep reading, bro. Is that me still?
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's still Samuel? Okay. So now Samuel's still talking to Saul, and he says, and when these do sacrifice, though it be a mean oblation, he better accept.
The reason I mentioned 2 Maccabees 7, for those that have not read it, that the 7 sons and the mother refused to eat the swine, and they chopped they gave each and every one opportunity to eat the swine, and if they did eat it, he's going to reward them and give them position to power like they do. But if they refused, they chopped them up in pieces and threw them in frying pans and cooked them. It's called sacrifice. It was a feast of eating Hebrews.
Yeah.
They killed every last one of them, even the mother, and fried them in frying pans.
That's why he told us early in the scriptures, don't do like the heathens. Don't move like them. You're gonna do like they do, and you're gonna be parallel to them. You're not gonna be parallel to the Most High. We were set apart. Matter of fact, to the effect of what he was saying, Israelites looked down on other nations, and the gods that the ones who were devout and looked down on those other nations, gods and what have you, because there was no other power like Yahawah. There was those that knew this, and though they set out to do, eventually their hearts started stepping in front of obedience. Your emotions became more important than motion. You can't say you're an action figure for the Most High and you still haven't checked your heart. You get what I'm saying? I can only imagine how Luke 19:27 would play out if somebody lost heart in that day. If you were faint of heart, I mean, you lack the courage to do the thing. He says, and when these do sacrifice, though it be a mean oblation, he better accepts of it as the honor of poverty than such oblations as come from the richest men that offer them to him. Wherefore, this is important, y'all. Wherefore take notice that you are under the wrath of God, for you have despised and neglected what he commanded thee. So you deliberately disobeyed me. So now I seek occasion with you. Now I got plagues with you, because you ain't do what I said do. Right?
You agreed and you didn't. Yeah.
How do you then suppose that he will respect a sacrifice out of such things as he hath doomed to destruction?
Just like you Hebrews out there, you're trying to say what the Most High say he's going to destroy. Point blank, period. That's what it says in the book of Malachi. That's what it says in the book of Obadiah concerning the nation of Edom. You want to sit there and say what the Most High already condemned. And so now you are an enemy of the Most High. You're going to be the one on the chopping block. Right? Did the camera move? Because look, the kitchen is in the world down. I'm going to different way. Somebody shifted or something. Somebody shifted because it's not. It's that way.
Shoot it a little more like this way.
This way. Come on. Yeah. Come back to me. Right there. Right there. Yeah, we all in the kitchen now. What's going on? Right? So, How dost thou then suppose that he will respect a sacrifice out of such things as he have doomed to destruction? What did Malachi say? The book of Malachi 1. Let me read this right quick. I have to read it. I'm sorry.
Please read that, brother.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Matter of fact, let me go to King James. I'm so sorry. No, I need to keep that. I'm so sorry. Let me go there right quick.
You say Malachi?
Malachi 1:1. Please read that. This ain't got nothing to do with, any personal feelings. It's what the Most High said. It's loud.
Khan, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, and we're starting at verse 1. The burden of the word of the YAHAWAH to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein have you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Most High? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Go ahead.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Most High hath indignation forever.
Forever.
Everybody say forever.
Forever.
This is a forever thing. All right?
Forever.
Forever, ever. Forever, ever I go. So now, why would you get mad? Why would you try to? And when you go to Obadiah, it's the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord God concerning Edom. So we talk Edom.
The mother folks, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought out? Right? I'm just jumping down. Right? It says, 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. 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 And ever. I'm just jumping. I'm just jumping.
Go on, jump around.
I'm just jumping. Just jumping down.
Jump around.
Right? It says here, 17. Upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it.
That is a future prophecy. There is no dancing around what he made law.
And Savior shall come up upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's.
So you gonna fight against that?
I don't care who you want to say who Esau is or is not right now. For argument purposes, right? Whoever Esau or the Edomites are, they are prophetically done. Point blank, period. You cannot make, I know I can read. That's plain, right? So as was said over here, how does thou then suppose that he will respect a sacrifice out of such thing as if he doomed to destruction? Right? Talk about what Saul did. Unless perhaps thou dost imagine that it is almost all one to offer in its sacrifice to God as to destroy it. Do you therefore expect by your kingdom will be taken from thee, and that your authority which you have abused by such insolent behavior as to neglect that God who bestowed it upon thee? Then did Saul confess that he acted unjustly, and did not deny that he had sinned, because he had transgressed the injunctions of the prophet, but he said that it was out of a dread and fear of the soldiers,
that he did not prohibit and restrain them when they seized on the prey. But forgive me, said he, and be merciful to me, for I will be cautious how I offend for the time to come. He also entreated the prophet to go back with him, that he might offer his thank offerings to God. But Samuel went home because he saw that God would not be reconciled to him. Now look at that. Look, hold on. Because you got that highlighted. He says, but forgive me, said he, and be merciful to me, for I will be cautious, look at that, how I offend for the time to come. So he's still making vows. He's still making vows. Still making vows and not fulfilling them. Still. Everybody say still. Oh man, I know it's way more people in the house tonight. Let me hear you say still. He still had it in his heart to go against the grain.
3 of y'all over there sleep.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. I don't need you to say anything. That's like me arguing with the Most High about to rebuke the Most High because he catch me doing something. And I'm just going to go back and run my mouth back to the Messiah. Like, who art thou?
But YAHAWASHI. Oh. Wait.
It is what it is. And the children do it all day in school. I got a kid that sleeps every morning in my class. Every morning he sleeps. And you know what he do? I wasn't sleeping. And get mad at you and everybody in the class that seen him sleeping.
Looking right
That's
at
the
you.
response, the mad response. You busted, you sleeping. That's just what it is. But if I decide to take what you like to do from you, you gonna be mad.
No. You gonna be
If I
the bad
decide
guy.
I'm gonna be the bad guy when I take stuff from you, then I'm the bad guy.
Now watch this. Let me see that for a second.
And that's why we got a lot of hard-headed niggas who don't follow the scriptures, because they trying to look at the Most High and say, oh, if God is a God of love, then why would he kill? Why would he be so mean? They read the scriptures and find out he really ain't no marshmallow. He really bought that action, and then there go the heart.
Right.
Now your heart exposed. Oh, you really didn't want to serve the Most High because you found out he really not no sucker like you thought he was. Yo, you found out that our king will really kill you for disobedience. Then now you got to change your heart. Now you got buyer's remorse.
Right.
When it tell you to follow and obey those who are in
Authority over us.
and you go against the grain, oh, okay, so your feelings matter now. So your heart has more dominion over the matter than the Most High. That's what you're telling me.
Right.
That's what because that's what, no matter if you can fool some people some other time, but you can't fool the Most High. Never. Everybody say never.
Never.
You can't never fool the Most High. That's why Saul wasn't forgiven.
He trying to fool the Most High. Negro, I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. You making excuses now. Now you really making me mad. Because you know now you just being deceitful.
I almost spit this water. Straight up.
I don't want to hear none of that. Just say, I'm off. You got me. But then Saul was so desirous to retain Samuel that he took hold of his cloak. And because the vehemency of Samuel's departure, Samuel was mad.
I'm out.
I'm trying to stand up for you to the Most High, but you ain't stand up for the Most High. I'm going to become an enemy of the Most High. Mess with you. I'm out.
I got this.
You making up all kind of excuses, man. Made the motion to be violent, and the cloak was rent. Upon which the prophet said that after the same manner should the kingdom be rent from him. And that a good and a just man shall take it, that the Father, Yahweh, preserved in what he had decreed about him, that to be mutable and changeable in what is determined is agreeable to human passions only, but is not agreeable to the divine power. Right? So he said, listen, you is about your earthly mind, and your desire. You're not with my desire. I'm telling you what I want you to do.
And you're not doing that.
You're trying to make up your own self-righteous to do what you want to do. Then you're going to still present yourself to me as you're righteous. No, you're not. You're just being deceitfully wicked.
That's it.
Simple.
Who can know it?
We got this new thing called classism. It's racism's cousin. This is what we do to hold people back. This is what we do. And we got this other thing that's also been working for a long time where you don't have to be racist anymore. It's called self-hate. It works on itself. It's like real estate of racism. Where just like that, when someone comes up and says something like, I am a God, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a God.
Turn me up, don't turn me down. Nah, we don't chill with the fraud types. Forcing the fires of affliction, we are not alike. Like-minded squad goals, squad life. Made in the image of Yahawah, so I'm godlike. Godlike, yeah, I had a hard life. Gained the world, lost my soul. Wouldn't play my cards right. Second chance on that second chance, I'm in that all white. Down into the living waters, then I came up godlike. Family said bullshit, friends say it's all hype. Whole world gon' say that I'm wrong, nah, that's alright. Chauffeur to the four corners, there go all the lights. Going for the long haul, this gon' be a long night. Stepped into the war zone, prepping for my hardest fight. Screaming out SUC, servitude under Christ. On the path to worship, rolling up, I want all the smoke. Love dealer, I ain't pushing P, but I'm pushing hope. Godlike, yeah, feeling godlike. Psalm 82:6 say we godlike. Made in the image of our creator, we God's right. 144, salt of the earth, not of this world, godlike. Yeah, feeling godlike. Psalm 82:6 say we godlike. Made in the image of our creator, we God's right. 144, salt of the earth, not of this world, godlike. Yeah, I'm feeling godlike. You a God, right? Yeah, I'm a God, right? Like we God's right? Yeah, I'm a God, right? You a God, right? Yeah, I'm feeling godlike. Black Adam with the dark skin. It's sink or swim, deep blue seas, see the sharks fin. It's righteousness and everlasting righteousness. It's law is truth. Whole armor, yeah, standing stiff. That's what I'ma do. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Your carnal weapons won't save you, you gon' lose. Godzilla with the fringes, I destroy this world and put the fear of God in these rebellious boys and girls. Perilous times, we in Memphis swinging in the snow. Spirit of Maccabees, AOY, all we preach is kingdom goals, fellowship till kingdom come. We unlock the knowledge of the highest power, get you some. All praises to the Most High, he ain't done with us. Foot crush the head of the serpent, keep him under us. Child of the king, got a nice ring to it. It's time the Israelites got their own theme music. Godlike, yeah, feeling godlike. Psalm 82:6 say we godlike. Made in the image of our creator, we God's right. 144, salt of the earth, not of this world, godlike. Yeah, feeling godlike. Psalm 82:6 say we godlike. Made in the image of our creator, we God's right. 144, salt of the earth, light of this world. God-like, God-like, yeah, I'm feeling God-like, God-like. You a God, right? Yeah, I'm a God, right? God-like, we God's right? Yeah, I'm a God, right? God-like, you a God, right? Yeah, I'm feeling God-like, God-like, God-like. Yeah, I'm feeling God-like, God-like. You a God, right? Yeah, I'm a God, right? God-like, we God's right? Yeah, I'm a God, right? God-like, you a God, right? Yeah, I'm feeling God-like.
Would it have been better if I had a song that said, I am a nigga? Or if I had a song that said, I'm a gangster? Or if I had a song that said, I am a pimp? All those colors and patinas fit better on a person like me, right? But to say you are a god, especially when you got shipped over to the country that you're in and your last name is a slave owner's. How could you say that? How could you have that mentality?